Several little stories over the time. I should have made a wife's journal on to go with the boat building, but I didn't.
Is the articulating bow pole. I did everything internally, was trying to keep the cockpit, the cabin top as clean as possible. So my pole deploy line is inside here on the compression post. So you pull the pole out inside here, put the tack line on a swivel down here. I just think it'll be pretty efficient.
Usually something like this takes years in progress to do, but he is amazing at whatever he does and he can't let it go. So he got into it and he just went full throttle on it. And hence we now have Time Machine complete. Thank God.
I put my articulating pole controls out in the cockpit. Most boats have them forward, and if you're on a plane, you send somebody forward, you fall off the plane. So I wanted to keep them in back. So they're back here where the traveler would normally be.
Pretty much anything else after work was this for the past year and a half. And as we got more into the months was just this.
We've got 23 degrees of articulation there.
So if I wanted to find him, or if things were too quiet, as he mentioned, somebody, have you checked on your father? Or go out and make sure that he wasn't under the boat or to the side of the boat or something.
So this will be a new one for us. This is a bridle system. Melgus 20s, other boats like that are using them. Most of the I550s, and it's set up to just self-center the main. There's just one less thing to worry about.
I came up with my nickname for the boat, which is the f***ing boat. That developed probably in month 6.
I also bought all these blocks from like my main and just did everything at the base of the mast. Same reason I did a lot of things was that anybody can reach them anywhere on the boat. We've got hiking straps on this thing, which when I was out in Bellingham was just a blast being hiked out over the water doing about 14 knots, you know, with your butt almost hanging in the water.
They were mentioning honey-do list of things getting done on the house, and I had actually, from somebody else's email, sent him, I said, oh, my honey-do list isn't getting done, can you help me fix it, guy? And sent it to him. He goes, this looks awfully familiar, and I asked him if he got an email, you know, about something fixing. He goes, yeah. He goes, but I don't know who this is from, and they said to contact, and I said, yeah, that's me. I need somebody to come fix my house of my honey-do list, because this is all that was getting worked on.
The non-skid is just called interdeck, and it's just a one-part epoxy. And the reason why I went with it, and it's kind of light, is next year I want to add the maybe gator deck or something. Yeah, you just rough it, clean it, and then rough it up. You know, sandpaper, I think you got to go to like 80 grit just to give it some chemical adhesion. And the white was all a two-part epoxy sprayed on. It was Interlux Perfection.
At one point in time, we have 4 bathrooms, and I had 1 bathroom working in the house because he was out working on this and had to fix all of the inners and the bathrooms and so forth. So I had to lock the door on the garage in order to get 2 more of the bathrooms fixed. He couldn't go back out to the boat until the bathrooms were fixed.
Almost the entire bow's carbon fiber, just because of the pressures that the bow's going to be wanting to separate there with the spinnaker downwind. And so it's all designed to contain these forces. I mean, it's a lot downwind. If I was to build it again, I'd probably would go about half the height on the cabin top. I like the looks of it, but I think user-friendly wise, it'd be a little bit nicer, because like your angle just isn't very great because of the short distance here. I may go to where it's a hydraulic unit that goes here above. Michelle wanted to use this on me a few times.
I wanted to
Yeah, only a couple times a day.
Well, somebody just brought up about Mark building another boat, and I said that has to come through committee first, which is me.
You know, crafted the lead out of used tire weights that I could scrounge from every tire shop in town, telling them, hey, I'm building a boat and stuff. And, you know, most of them donated it. Some of them I had to give a little beer money to, but it was cheap. So a little alchemy involved with melting the lead. Also, the I550s have found that they don't need a jib track, which is kind of new to me too, is just doing it, that they found that the best sheeting angle is just right from there. So another thing we'll try, but I don't know if they don't usually get our fluky winds that we get here, and that's why I don't know if, and Tech spent a ton of time with it too.
Yeah.
Had me put the rig up, what, Michelle, probably 5-6 times that I had to put the rig up and give him more dimensions and take photos of it. And he spent, the customer service, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And then after I got the sails up, he wanted more photos, and then after we get on the water, he wants more photos again to help me fine tune it as fast as possible. Oh, go ahead, Marty. I know I should know the main, what the square footage is. It's big. My spinnaker is actually just slightly modified U20 spinnaker. There's 2 foot taken out of the center of it. So it's huge area downwind. That should get us around the course.
An 800-pound boat.
Yeah. You know, versus like the U20, your kill's like 450 pounds. This thing's like 186. So, you know, a lot easier to manhandle it. Displacement, 800 pounds.
800?
Yeah, all up. It planes in 8 knots is what they're saying. I'm going to hand it off to Michelle, who's been so patient and good through this whole thing. when she didn't need to be.
All right, I christened the time machine, and safe sails and happy times for everybody who's on her.
Yeah.
Drink to that. There you go.
Thank you.
Cheers. David, cheers.
Thanks to everybody for coming. I mean, it means a ton to me.
Great. Michelle.
Thanks, guys.
Hi.
Dave.
Love you, Dad.
Love you. Man, thank you. And I'd like to add that I still think I should have put the name on the back, because that's what you're going to be looking at.
I'm sure that's coming.
Eventually. Eventually. Everything from the keel back is an air chamber.
Okay.
For positive flotation. When I drop the keel down, I've got to drill 4 bolts and tap them. So it'll be a little time consuming getting all that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So, but we're going in, man. Put me in, coach.
Keep going. Dave, keep going. Keep it coming. Good, you're off. Go ahead and go forward.
You know, it's just been an amazing, fun project.